as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the New England Patriots.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. May going to throw right away. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
That's caught. It's Dante Thornton. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
What's that?
To throw, it's May. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, that's one way, and a good way, to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
They'll throw with May.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forcing incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely frees up your guys elsewhere.
That's going to back him up almost a full 10 yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 officially, and it's 4th down.
On 4th down, on comes Joey Sly for the Patriot field goal. Sly able to put this one through.
Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know what's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
Here's Jackson to throw.
A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
The offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 33. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And Jackson throwing once more.
Here's a screen now for Pollard.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively. Well, it could have gone for more.
Hey, report!
Now it's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A 52-yard attempt.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the 2nd half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the 1st half.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, Let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. May going to give it to Henderson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 10. Throwing here is May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in these playoffs.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They go play action now. May on the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down. Looking to throw. May. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 34-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
To the air, May. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Here's May. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Here goes 5.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Patriots. A 14-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead. Joey Sly on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This is Tony Pollard. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
A short throw caught by Andrews. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
Misdirection's the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up a first down.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Able to push his way through. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy can block, a guy can catch, and a guy can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 36. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run again.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Ravens are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. So, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3, 4, 5 between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Williams brings it in. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finding Williams Mahomes once more, complete. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
First down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Crazy. Five. Crazy. You there. Here.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He'll drop to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Yards to go.
Off the play fake. Here's May. Oh, that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On third down, here's Henderson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Sly able to put this one through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Jackson going to keep it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Joey Slye to kick off for the Patriots.
name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is the rookie from Auburn. And all the way down to the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
To throw is Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Ravens are an extra point away from taking the lead. On his loop for the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13.
Ravens 14, Patriots 13. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. On play action, May. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Back to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Patriots first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. Play action. May.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now 2nd and 5.
What's that? 5. What's that?
To throw, it's May.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle.
27 yards there, a first down.
I like the boldness of that play call from the offensive coordinator because he wasn't daunted even by the double coverage he expected to draw to the tight end. The result, a huge gain and a major shot of confidence for everyone on the offense.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
The Hall of Fame coach once said there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out.
They'll throw with May.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Patriots have retaken a third-quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well with moving the ball down the field.
May going to try to throw for it.
And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And with a successful two-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 24-yard line.
Jackson now. Incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Jackson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That'll put him north of 100 yards receiving now in this divisional round game. And it's a first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Hey, middle.
And Jackson throwing once more. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Jackson. That is caught. Down the sideline he goes. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 60 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And their own 35-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, what's up? Crazy. Red, here.
Throwing here is May. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Foxborough. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 75 yards receiving for him now. And it's a first down.
Hey, what's up? Crazy. Them. Five. Crazy.
Looking to throw. May. It's Williams on the catch. Down the right sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Kyle Williams, 52 yards. And the Patriots strike quickly to take the lead here in the fourth. Slide for the PAT. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this is a unit that needs to get in gear if they want to play for a conference championship next weekend. Down 7 here in the fourth, and a very critical drive upcoming.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jackson. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They go play action with Jackson. They're looking deep here for Flowers. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And now a fake there on the jet sweep is he'll give to Pollard. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Jackson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Somebody thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Jackson and the rest of the offense staying put. They will go for it on 4th. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. They set the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay. So that flag will set him back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now it's Jackson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here comes 2nd down.
Get on! Get on!
From the gun, it's Jackson. And his throw here is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to fourth. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Here we go. This is fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Jackson to throw. Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Throwing, Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes second and 10. Here's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
This is first and 10. On play action, May. Now he's going to step up and run. And that not at all what they were hoping for. He does stop the clock, but it eats up precious time and winds up losing yardage.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Here's May. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's first and 10. Out of the gun, a run with Henderson. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
22-yard line.
Here's second down and 3. Again, it's Henderson. And he'll get it down this time to 17. Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to book a trip to the AFC title game. And his kick is indeed good. Well, sometimes you get a mismatch in these divisional round games. Not here. This has been everything we could have hoped for.
Okay, Brandon, don't get mad at me, but it's time for the old cliche.
Bring it.
Neither of these teams deserves to lose, but in the end, it's looking like the late field goal is going to be the difference in this game.
That's a good cliche. We'll let that one go. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 45-yard line. They'll come up first and 10 here. One last shot for Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. The Patriots, as they so often do, moving on in the playoffs. As we say so long, everybody. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home, as we say so long from Foxborough.